everyone. So I wanted to do a tutorial video to kind of walk through what I do with a Facebook party. I know a lot of you have been asking me questions about this, so I figured I would kind of go through it. You all have been doing really great on your Facebook parties, the ones that you've been inviting me to, but I would like to tweak them just a little bit because I want to make them more personal to you as a consultant, because people love to buy from people. And we want to set you apart from all of the other consultants that are out there within 31, and also all of the other consultants out there that are also selling different products. So I'm going to kind of do this from beginning to end as much as possible, explaining why I chose the posts in the order that I do them, so on and so forth. So the first thing that I do, even before I invite my hostess to this party, is I put up 2 posts. So the first one you see here, you'll see Olaf. He's sitting there with a little funny meme about 31. Again, just something kind of funny to kind of get people comfortable. Again, I'm not selling something like immediately. I don't want the first thing that they see on the page to be buy my bag. I want them to see something that's like not scary, so to speak. I want them to see something that is not like, hey, buy this bag. I want them to see something like, hey, this is kind of a fun party. So that's why I put that up. And then if you scroll up a little bit further in my party, you see here a video is going on of me talking. So I love, even before the host invites a single person to the party, I love to put up a video of myself talking. And the reason I like that is not because I don't like to hear myself talk. However, I want these people to connect with me on a personal level. They are not going to ever see me like physically in person, so videos are the only way that I can convey who I am, my personality, that I'm not this scary person that's going to like, bombard them with emails and force them to buy something. So I want them to be very comfortable. And in this video, I do a couple of different things. If you need me to send it to you so you kind of have an idea and can take notes, I would be glad to do that. Just let me know. But I essentially explain to them that this is a Facebook party, that we're meeting on this page. I tell them what time the party's at. I explain to them little tidbits like, please RSVP. Even if you can't go, please say that you can't go, because that helps me know not to bombard you with messages and to be asking you, are you going to come, and so on and so forth, so if they can RSVP that way. And I also tell them, if you RSVP to this party, I will give you an extra entry into the door prize. I also explained to them that throughout the week leading up to the party, that a couple of the posts might also have extra entries for them to get that door prize. So some people, they love to win stuff, and so this is one of those extra kind of pools to get them to come, to get them to pay attention to those pre-posts, to comment on those pre-posts, and to pay attention to private messages, because sometimes if I'm not getting a lot of interaction, I'll send out a private message, and in there I'll hide, reply back and then some keyword, and I will give you an extra entry to the door prize. So those are a couple of things that can kind of get some engagement going. Again, I chose to do a video. If you really don't feel comfortable with videos, you can do just a long post essentially introducing yourself with a picture of yourself, and that works as well. Okay? All right, so let's scroll up some more. So now these are all of the pre-posts. So at this point with the party, after I do the video, I invite the hostess to the party. If you click the edit button up top, you can add her as a co-host to the party, and then from there she starts inviting. So if you haven't seen my video on hostess coaching yet, please do that. That explains what she needs to be doing as soon as up about a post a day, maybe 2 as we get closer to the party, pre-posts. And these are not necessarily buy a bag, okay? So these are more background on 31 and explaining how a 31 party works and what are the rules associated with the party. But very, very rarely do I ever say, buy this bag. I do put up the customer special because I want them to know about that ahead of time. However, I'm not just showing them products that I want them to buy, because that is what we are going to focus on during the party. So here I just basically explain how a Facebook party works, because some people, believe it or not, have never been to a 31 Facebook party. They've never been maybe even to a Facebook party in general. So I talk a little bit about that, explain, because I don't want anybody to be scared away by social media. So I let them read this. Again, you're welcome to take anything that I have and use it for your parties. So if you need me to add you to one of my parties so you can copy my script, please let me know. Okay, so that's the first one that I did. So I normally do that day 1, explain how the party works. Then day 2, leading up, pre-post day 2, I do about the customer special. So I always put the video up, I let them know, because if they start shopping early for some reason, I want them to know what they can get for a really good deal. So I talk about it a little bit, explain some things about it, tell them how much it is, so on and so forth, and then I put that video in there as well. Okay, so now we're moving on to day 3, and this is where I put the catalog up. So some people, they like to flip through catalogs. They're not super fond of just shopping online. They like to see things all on the same page. So I always put this up to kind of give them just a little bit of a teaser. Again, I reiterate that May customer special, because as they're shopping, I want them to keep in mind that, hey, you hit $35, you get a thing for a really, really good deal. So that's where I put the catalog up. And then here, I did go into a little bit for gifts for different events. So here I'm talking about graduation, Father's Day, weddings, travels, because right now, this party was going on in the summertime. So I wanted them to be able to see some of the different ideas we have out there for all of those upcoming events. So from there, the following day, let's see, move it up a little bit. I talk about 31 gifts, and I love discussing 31 gifts, and the reason I love discussing it is for 2 reasons. First of all, it's fantastic that we are giving to women's organizations all over the world, so we're giving a little bit back. And 2, people love the fact that they are helping others by buying something, okay? Because every product they purchase, a little bit of that money goes to these organizations. So like the Ronald McDonald House, and like Girls on the Run, which is a program that helps support young girls and give them positive body image. So a lot of really, really great organizations. So if you have ever gone to just about any store, let's say like around Christmas time, they all have some charity they're supporting. So they'll be like, hey, you want to give an extra $1 to the, whatever the charity is. And most of the time we're like, okay, yeah, I can give you an extra $1. And we do that. And that is the same thing that we want to promote here, because some people love the fact that, yeah, maybe they may not really seriously want that bag, but the fact that they are helping, one of these awesome organizations, they're like, yeah, you know what, I'd spend a little bit less in Walmart, but I'm helping out an organization, and people love that. So stressing that is very, very important. I always reiterate that at least a couple of times, because you never know, somebody may buy something extra just because they want to help out one of those organizations. Okay? All right. So moving on a little bit, These are some comments that I got. Know the rules. If you've ever been to one of my parties, you know that I put this know the rules up. And this essentially explains how it works. And this is the post that I use to give them an extra entry into the door prize. So I explain how they order, I explain shipping, and then some other little tidbits of information in there. You can choose what you want to add or not. But again, that lets people kind of know. And this, again, is the day before the party that I put this up. But this lets people know what to expect, where to go to order, how shipping works, just a little bit of housekeeping. So it's really, really good if you can do that because, again, you want people to feel as comfortable as possible. So doing some of these pre-posts to get them comfortable is a really good way of that because just saying, hey, let me know if you have any questions, I can guarantee you that you're going to get very, very few people who are going to message you and be like, so how does this party work? They don't feel comfortable doing that. They don't know you. You may be like, but I'm not a scary person, but they don't know that. So you need to let them know in the pre-post the information that you want because more than likely they are not going to ask questions. Okay? More than likely they will go to the hostess and ask questions before they ask you. Okay? All right. So now this is the 411. I put this post up before the party even begins. This gives more information on how the party is actually going to work. So I tell them, look, the posts are numbered, so if you get lost, don't panic, don't give up, just refresh your page, go back and find the next post. I tell them, please be on time. It's very important so that you can see all the posts. I tell them that the posts will be about 3 minutes apart so they kind of understand how quickly this party's going to move. I continue to tell them that I'm going to do a live video, so I will announce that. Again, I'm giving them information, letting them know how this is going to work. It's not scary. I want them to be comfortable. I'm doing a live video. Jump on when you can. And then, of course, I always do say, if you do have questions, if none of this makes sense, please reach out to me beforehand. So that's also very, very helpful to do as well. And then before the party begins, I believe I start this about 30 minutes before the actual, about an hour before the actual party begins. I do this or that game. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time during the party talking about the different prints that we have. So this is a really fast way to get them to decide what prints they like before the party. So when we start looking at products, they already know what prints they like in the back of their mind. So I do that for about an hour before the party. It's kind of like the pre-show, so to speak. Again, keeps in their mind, hey, 31 party's coming up. It's starting in an hour. Don't get off Facebook or you might never come back. And so these I put up about 10 minutes apart from each other. Again, it's more of just like a pre-show where they get to see all the different prints and they comment below which one is their favorite. So lots of different here. I'm just going to keep scrolling past all of them because I think you kind of know, most of you have played that game before. So about 15 minutes before the party, I put up a post that says 15 minutes till party time to kind of give everybody a chance to go to the bathroom, grab a drink of water, get in their PJs, and then get in there on their couch and get ready to scroll along. So I always try to give them about a 15-minute head start. Occasionally, I will also, if people haven't really been responding to those this or that posts, I will send the hostess a little picture that she can text and message her friends that essentially says, grab your favorite drink, party starts in 5 minutes. And then 5 minutes before the party, she can also send that out via text or private message because some people just forget or they just haven't been able to get on quite yet and we want them to get on immediately. Okay? All right. So then right before the party begins, so this is now 10 minutes before the party begins, so most people have started getting online, I share one of two things. Currently, I share about the opportunity for them to do a party with me. So I talk about the hostess exclusives, I talk about the customer special for the month, and I talk about the rewards that they can receive. I flip-flop this back and forth between the hostess, being a hostess, and being a consultant. So you will see where I put that consultant information in my party. But for right now, I am focusing more on recruiting people. So I chose to put my, hey, book a party beforehand. And I do remind them of that later on at the end of the party, and I will show that to you later, okay? All right, so at this point, we are ready to party. So I put up a funny picture that says, if you're ready to party, I tell them to say woohoo, or I'm here, or post a selfie, whatever the case may be. So always do a check-in post so that you know who is actually there, so that if the hostess is one of her people that she promised up and down was going to be there, if they don't check in, you can message the hostess and be like, hey, where's such and such? Do you mind sending them a quick message, or call them really quick and tell them to get on because they're missing the party? So that's a really good way of being able to figure that out. So then the second thing that I do is I actually show the customer special again. So I've showed it beforehand, but I want everybody to see it. I say, while we're waiting for everybody to check in on post number 1, kind of like hint, hint, here is the customer special. So then they can watch that video. They can learn a little bit more about it. So if they hadn't seen it before, now they do. All right, and then for my scripts, I try to keep an outline. So I want the guests to know in the beginning everything we're going to cover, okay? Because I want them to kind of compartmentalize this. I don't want it to be all over the place. Oh, here's a thing, and here's a thing, and here's a thing. I want them to kind of be a forward movement building to that live video I do. And I know not all of you are comfortable with doing a live video, and that's totally fine. Once we get to that point, I will give you a suggestion of something else that you can do if you're not quite ready for that live video. But on my post 3, I give an outline. And if you read here, it says, tonight we are going to focus on 3 things. We're going to focus on organizing with 31. We're going to focus on new products. And we're going to talk about our new spring and summer patterns that were just released, okay? Those are the 3 things that we are going to cover during this party. So they know in that order, that is what we are going to cover. So they know that we have a beginning point and an ending point, okay? And that shows that you have some organization, which if we're helping their lives get organized, we should be showing some organization in our posts as well. Okay, so I told them we were going to start with organizing. So we talk about kids and organizing their stuff. And essentially what I did was I took Google Photos and I added a bunch of pictures from Google essentially and other photos that I was able to find that people shared with me. And I created this album just for kids. So essentially they can click this link and it's going to take them through all of the different pictures of different things to get the kids' rooms organized, the playrooms organized, so on and so forth, okay? All right, so then the next thing that we do is we talk about the Swap It packet. So a lot of people love this product. Even if they don't buy it, they're like, that's an interesting product. That would keep me organized. And, you know, they may not buy it right away, but later on they may. So I actually did a video showcasing it. If you feel comfortable, I highly recommend that you do a video showcasing it. Of course, if you don't have one, you can always use pictures. If you live local to me and you want to film mine, I'm glad to lend it to you to be able to do that. Again, if you don't have one, you can show pictures of it, exactly how it works. You're welcome to use my video if you choose to do that as well. Obviously, it's me talking in there, but you're welcome to use that. But again, a video is a really great way of, again, connecting with those guests, letting them see the side of a different side of you, and learning a little bit more about you and your personalization and your personality. Excuse me. I'm on personalization for some reason. Okay. So then the last thing that I talk about, so we've talked about 3, this is the 3rd organization tip, okay? So this is the 3rd one. I talk about organizing and decorating my home, okay? So I actually did a video of my entire living room showing them exactly how I organize with 31 and how I decorate with 31. So I have my pillow, I have my wall art, I have another pillow, I've got the catch-all bin, all of that kind of stuff. So definitely suggest you doing that when you can, when you have the availability to do that with your products. If you don't really have a lot in your living room, but maybe you use a lot of 31 to organize your bathroom, or you use a lot of 31 to organize your kitchen, those are other great ways of filming that so that they can see how you get organized with 31. And then, of course, just like I did previously with the kids' room, I have 2 albums here of pictures for living and kitchen spaces so that they can go through that if they're trying to organize a specific room of their house. Okay? So let's move on a little bit. So at this point, we're about to shift gears. As you can see, I say I'm about to introduce you to some of my favorite products. But before I do, I have to tell you about the best deal in the catalog. And this is where I go into the opportunity of becoming a 31 consultant. If you right now are like, nope, I don't really know that I can do that right now, I don't really feel comfortable with that, not a problem. You could always insert instead here, you could do the hostess, the opportunity to become a hostess, and do the consultantship before the party, back where I showed you with being a hostess. So if you're more comfortable with that, that is the best that you can definitely do that as well. Definitely show the pictures of the items that are available. So right here I have the picture of the $99 kit. The $50 kit is over with now, so make sure you don't share that one. This was an older party that I did, but definitely show those 2 $99 kits and even ask him, which one do you like better? Or ask me, right now I have it set up where it's like, ask me any question about being a consultant and I'll give you an extra entry into the door prize. So you never know, you may have somebody that's like, completely interested, they love all these products, and they're like, 99 bucks for $350 worth of products? Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me. So that's where I kind of put that in, so to speak. And then I get into some different products. So right now we are, our newest products are our summer guide products. So like our cinch sacks and some of those other fun bright colors. So I highlight a few of them here. So here I'm talking about that cinch sack, all of the bright fun colors that it comes in, the fact that it's machine washable, the fact that it's not a girly lunch bag, so maybe it would be a really great lunch bag for their son. Really great for the summer, for the pool, all kinds of different things. And here, as you can see, I have pictures of myself with that cinch sack. I cannot stress to you enough how important it is that you take pictures with some of these products, okay? And I know a lot of you already have this thermal cinch sack, so take a picture with it and put it in your party because people want to see you. I mean, that's nice that you use like this particular one where it says it's a cinch to keep things cool. That's very, very nice. However, take a picture of the inside of it. Take a picture of you holding it and showing off the personalization. Take a picture of, a teen, like this girl right here. She's a teenager. She's holding the bag. She's giving it a thumbs up. Some of you have kids, you've got grandkids, you've got, nieces and nephews, whatever the case may be. Have somebody else hold it and take pictures so that you're showing that, hey, people actually use these products. People actually buy these products. I'm not just showing you a picture of something that nobody wants, okay? So take a little bit of extra time and definitely do that. Okay, so here we go again. I'm talking about this gorgeous getaway tote and the cork wallet. I show a picture of the inside of it, the 2 different sides of it. I show them the Tons of Funds wallet. Obviously, I don't have those products, but I made sure to at least put a picture of myself with one of those products. Now, if you don't have this getaway tote, that's okay. Pick another product that you have. Again, take a picture of it, show it off, so that people can see that, again, you actually use it. All right. So then I talk about jewelry. So a lot of our jewelry has just started to become personalized. Now, at this point, for some of you, this is a special thing that only specific our consultants are able to do. So if you are not one of them, don't fret. There is tons of other jewelry that you can talk about. So if you are not one of the consultants that's able to sell the personalized jewelry yet, do not worry. I have a funny feeling that it will be back, and everybody will be able to sell it. But we have tons of other jewelry. Like you can see in this picture here, most of this jewelry is available for you to sell. So if you have a piece, definitely take a picture of it. If not, search for it and post lots of different pictures of it. If you don't feel comfortable because you're like, well, I don't have any personalized pictures of this, don't fret. Put pictures of a different product. Again, these are not necessarily posts that you have to do on specific products. Pick your favorite products. These were things that I was most excited about, so I did posts on them. But you want to pick things that you are most excited about, because if you're excited about it, that is going to carry over into the guests, okay? So make sure you pick things that you like. So if you don't like it, don't talk about it, essentially. Okay. So then finally here, I'm going to talk about those new patterns that just came out and those new embroidery options. I want to let them know about that because maybe they've already been to a party, you know, this past February or something, and they got to see the new catalog and they got to see some of those spring products, but they haven't seen the new summer products yet. So I want to make sure that I highlight those, and I actually show them in each of these pictures, all of the products that come in that particular print. So make sure you do that. And I also tell them that I'm about to go live to show you some of the newest products. So at this point, I put up a quick post that says, hey, I'm going live now, so hop on when you can. And then I go live and I show them all of the different products that I want them to see. And right now, because we have all of those fabulous holidays coming up, I show them a product for each holiday so that they have a really awesome gift idea. So you can see that here. Now, if you are not comfortable doing live, at this point, you would do maybe about 3-4 other posts highlighting some of your favorite products. Make sure that you are in some of those pictures showing off those products, telling them about the features of those products, why you love them the most, who would benefit the most from them. So you could do that at this point if you are not comfortable with that live video. Okay. So these are some more posts. So then I do a thank you post at the very, very end. I talk about, I do some housekeeping, say join my VIP Facebook group. I let them know when the deadline to order is. I remind them of that customer special. I talk about, hey, you want to book a party? I give them the link again to let them know where to go and order. And then I always give a prize away to anybody who places an order under that hostess's party. Again, to kind of urge them to order something to help my hostess out. And then finally for the evening, I do the winner for the door prize. So I will, I go to random.org, I put all of their names in list randomizer, and then whichever one wins, they get a prize. Here lately, I've been giving $5 off of their order to try to, you know, encourage them to buy something as opposed to giving them a physical prize. I know that not everybody can order, though. You know, some people just don't have the means to do that. So then if they're not able to order, I give them a nail file or something else small that I picked up because they did win fair and square, and I want them to feel special as well because you never know. They could be my next hostess or my next recruit. Okay? All right. So now, after the party is completely done, everybody, you know, has said good night for the evening, whatever. The next day around noon, I put up a post that says, "What do you mean I missed the party?" This is basically for all those people who RSVP'd that they were going, or for some reason they couldn't come that night, but they were like, yeah, I might order something. I want to let them know, hey, party's not over with yet. You still have the ability to order. You can still look through all the posts. You can still watch all of the videos, and you can still help your hostess get some amazing awards, and you can still win that prize I'm giving away for placing an order. So that basically explains that, again, to just remind people that they still can order. So then I also put up a post about, hey, forgot something. So until the whole party is actually submitted, you can change their order. You can edit it. You can add things. You can take things out. We don't want to do that, but you can add. I always stress the adding, and then if somebody contacts me and is like, hey, I need to take blank out, okay, but I don't really stress that because I don't want them to take things away because I want them to help their hostess out. So I'll say, if you forgot to add one of our customer specials or you forgot to add something, don't panic, just let me know and we'll fix it up just the way you want it. Okay? I also sometimes, depending upon how many days we have in between when we're going to close out the party link, I'll also share the video of me opening my consultant kit. So I did this months ago or whatever, but sometimes it really helps if people can see some of the products that we get. So for some of you, you may be like, oh, well, I got one of those $50 kits, so I don't really have that big, huge consultant kit. That's okay. A lot of you are earning Start Swell kits. So instead, do a video and be like, hey, guess what? Did you know that not only can you get that $99 kit, but you can also earn some awesome free products. Look at all of the stuff that I got for free by just partying a couple times a month. And you can show off those Start Swell kits that you received and show them, here's this really awesome bundle. Normally it costs over $100 and I got it for free just for partying. So you can definitely do that as well. So don't panic if you don't have the $99 kit. There is ways around it. Okay, so then on the day before the party, so sometime in the evening, around 7 or 8 p.m. is probably a good time, I remind them, hey, party's closing tomorrow, get those orders in. So I put up a reminder post. And then on the final day of the party, around noon, I put up a post that says, hey, party is closing tonight, okay? So I put that up to give them plenty of time to get their orders in, okay? Now, I also here I did it like a little bit more like 2 hours before, but about an hour, 2 hours before the party actually closes, I try to put one last post up to really push, because you never know, somebody always waits till the last minute, guys. And this is a really, really easy way to, push them forward a little bit and be like, hey, this is ending really, really soon. So there I did an hour one as well here. So I went a little overboard on this one. All right. So now, heaven forbid this happen, and it will happen at some point. So let me put this little note in there before we talk about this post. If you are getting close to a Start Swell level, or you are getting close, like you're at the end of the month and you don't have any time whatsoever to extend this party, ignore this part of this presentation, okay? Just ignore it, okay? Because it is more important that you reach your goals and that this party gets submitted, because again, the customer specials change the following month. So like if you're on day 31 of the month, you don't have time to do this. So you just will completely skip this no matter where the hostess's party's at. There's nothing you can do about it. You're just going to have to submit the party. But if you have 1 or 2 people that still haven't ordered, they promised up and down they're going to order, or like somebody's like, hey, my grandmother just went into the hospital, I need an extra day. I put up a post that says, I know a few of you are still ordering and we decided to leave it open, so you've got like an extra day. And I always give them a deadline, and I'm like, look, you've got until 5 p.m. tomorrow, May 6th to do so. I put the link on there, and I put a really funny picture here. It's a full house picture of that. So you are welcome to do that. You can change the date in TOT to extend that. I believe I've done a tutorial video on how to do that. If not, and you need some extra assistance with that, please let me know. I would be glad to help you. All right. So now the party has closed. So we're all closed out. So now here is where, again, I talk about booking your own party. I use this really great Minions post because it talks about, hey, you only need $200 in orders, and you get a half price item and a $25 and free credit and any hostess exclusive that you want. So some people are like, I don't want to do a big party, but you're like, yeah, but you have a sister-in-law, a mother, and a mother-in-law. If those 4 people each order $50 worth of products, you get hostess rewards just for getting them to order $50 worth of stuff. And that's really easy to do because our customer specials are you got to spend $35, and then normally our customer specials are like $10. So there you go. You're almost practically at 50. So it's a really, really great way of helping those who are like not wanting to do a huge party, that they can really see the benefit of even doing something small. And that's one extra party on your books, and maybe those people would want to book a party, and plus you get commission. So, all right. So one of the last things that I put on there is the outlet sale, or not the outlet sale post. I put on the post about joining my VIP Facebook group. I've done this earlier, but for those who may not have seen it, I want to make sure that I stress it again. I put that outlet sale picture up because some people love the sound of an outlet sale, and they're like, yeah, sure, I'll join your group if I can learn about outlet sales. So that's a good way of getting them in your group for sure. And then I also, so after the party has closed out, everything is said and done, I do my drawing for who won the door prize. Here I chose to do a live video. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just use random.org again, especially if it's just been a long day and I'm like, I don't feel like doing this. Honestly, I won't do the video. I will just do a quick, random.com drawing, and then just announce who won that prize. And normally I give away like a key fob to the person who won that drawing. Again, you can do whatever you feel most comfortable with, okay? And then I've started doing this, again, to kind of push people to be like, hey, look at all the stuff that this hostess got. You can get this stuff as well. So I tell them, and it's also a nice pat on the back too, like, hey, you helped your hostess do this. Way to go. And I tell them how much credit they got, how many half-priced items, how many hostess exclusives, and if they got that hostess special and what that entailed. Again, just reminding them, hey, you can do this too, just like your hostess. And again, pat on the back. You did a really great job. Thank you so much. And then finally, the last thing that I do is as the order ships, so this is a couple weeks ahead of time, I will put up a post that says, hey, the orders are starting to ship. Once your order specifically ships, I will send you a private message letting you know. So be on the lookout for those private messages. And that is really, really key, because not only do I want to be like, hey, your order shipped, but I want to connect with them on Messenger so that I can then talk to them about, hey, did you really enjoy that party? Do you think you would want to do one of your own? Or, hey, I noticed that you didn't join my VIP group. Would you be interested in joining to learn about, upcoming, promotions, products, outlet sales, so on and so forth. So again, we want to connect with them on Messenger too, because what happens is Messenger is really tricky. If you're not friends with that person, they actually have to accept your message before they can read it. So it doesn't immediately show up to them. They don't immediately get a notification that such and such messaged you. They get a notification saying such and such wants to connect with you on Messenger. So the great thing about doing it this way is, hey, if you want to know your order has shipped, you better connect with me on Messenger or else you won't know. So it's kind of a little bit of a give and take there. And once they've accepted that message and you're connected on Messenger, then you can email them and message them as many times as you want, and they will receive them, and you can see that they received them. You can see that they've seen those messages and read them. So that's really, really helpful as well. And again, you can connect with them, ask them you want to book a party, are you interested in more information about being a consultant? Do you want to join my Facebook group? So hopefully this tutorial has been helpful, explaining what script that I use. The script that I actually kind of use, I've tweaked it over the year, or over the months, past several months, excuse me. But I got my original script from Melissa Feetsum. A lot of you have that link to her party script. If you don't have it, let me know. She kind of walks you through it and explains what you should be doing and how to get all of the resources that she has on those scripts. It doesn't, mine doesn't completely follow hers. It's kind of like half and half, like half me, half her. But that is a really, really great script to follow. Obviously, you're more than welcome to follow my script as well. It's not foolproof. I can't guarantee you that every single party is gonna, be knocking out of the park. I'm not saying that at all. However, I have had success with this party script. People tend to like it. They love that going live. So if you feel comfortable, I highly encourage that you go live and show some of your products off. People really, really like that. So again, hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions about it, if you need to be added to a party so that you can have access to some of the things that you've just seen, let me know. I would love to get that to you. And thank you all so much for hanging in there and watching this video. Again, I hope it was helpful, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.